8. Numbers. They are the one constant across all sports.
Who already has scored 2 perfect tens.
The measure of success.
There it is, a perfect score.
Or failure.
Harvey, I think, gets 4th, but off the podium.
How far? How fast?
Going for gold.
How many?
Crosby, 400th career goal.
But off the playing field, away from the bright lights, there's another set of numbers that paint an ugly picture of coaches crossing the line. An exclusive joint investigation by CBC News and Sports reveals a disturbing number of coaches in children's sports who've been charged with a sexual offense against a minor. CBC's analysis focuses on the hundreds of thousands of Canadian families who every year enroll their children in everything from hockey to judo and swimming lessons. CBC examined thousands of court records across the country, spanning 2 decades. During that time, 222 coaches were convicted of a sexual offense against a minor, often involving a player they coached. Those convictions involved more than 600 victims.
It's like sport gets away with a lot because it's sport. And people think, well, I don't understand sport, so maybe we shouldn't be asking there. You know, so sport is a different world.
Former Olympian and University of Winnipeg professor Sandra Kirby studies issues around sexual abuse in sport. She says very few cases ever result in criminal charges.
What this does is tell me we've got a number of criminal cases that have come forward. They withstand the test of evidence. There are a number of these that are where the outcome is guilty. But it really is a small piece of the iceberg we're talking about.
The problem persists. Currently, more than 30 coaches involved with local clubs and organizations across Canada face new charges.
It's pretty gut-wrenching to see the findings of your research.
Lorraine Lafreniere, the head of the Coaches Association of Canada, says experts never knew the scope of the problem.
So it's about a system. The system has to think about how they're going to put a sign up at the front door of the system that says safety first, not just on the field play, but for our youth and protection of our children.
The data compiled by CBC shows no sport is immune. The analysis found charges in 36 different sports. Hockey, which has the second highest number of participants in the country, had 59 convictions. Other sports with high participation rates in Canada include soccer with 40 coaches charged and 27 convicted, basketball with 15 coaches convicted, martial arts sports with 13, and swimming with 15.
That, to me, points to the sports system needing to think about the sports system as safety and not saying, oh no, that's over there in hockey, or no, that's over there in gymnastics or alpine. It's about the system. Predators are smart people who look for points of access.
Things were supposed to be different. 20 years ago, the case of notorious junior hockey coach Graham James and his serial abuse of multiple players was supposed to shine a light on the issue of coaches abusing their players. But the data compiled by CBC shows that in the last 20 years, the problem continues. National sport organizations have struggled to implement clear, uniform rules for all parents, athletes, and coaches to follow. Grassroots clubs and organizations have had an even harder time. Experts say parents need more transparency around problem coaches in children's sports.
I think we need a national registry, and I think sport organizations also need a list. People get very afraid about this. There's been very little compliance and very little effectiveness in terms of sports actually doing a good job of this kind of work.
Currently, no national or provincial sports organization provides local clubs and parents with a public list of banned coaches. and the reasons for their ban. Jamie Strashin, CBC News, Toronto.